Shalom, family. Glory be to God, and blessed be the Lamb. Moments of silence are in order, so we shall have our moment of silence. A pious man has been killed. What one would term a supreme leader was lost in that labeling is the spirituality of the leader. I was coming across a old post from 6 years ago, and it said that in Iran, the spiritual leader is the code. Is the code. I think that's a slight misinterpretation. There is the spiritual leader, and as in every country, there is the political leaders. At any rate, one's spirituality or one's grounding in one's spiritual leader has been attacked. Be that as it may, let's move forward. Let's move forward. The world is ablaze now, at least regionally, and growing. And growing. There are agendas at play. Man's agenda and God's agenda. And the devil's agenda. Or rather, the worshippers of the devil's agenda. They're all at play here. All at play. And no longer are we willing to not choose sides or be silent or to be quiet. Clearly, we have chosen sides. Clearly. And we've chosen sides quite loudly. Quite loudly. I asked a question starting a year prior. Am I your friend or am I your foe? The choice has to be made. The choice has to be made. You do understand that you, as a Christian country, now openly support what the rest of the world knows and most of the population knows are worshippers of Baal, worshippers of Baphomet, worshippers of devils. Yet you give your open support to what would seem is antithetical to everything that you believe. What would you have me believe? What would you have God believe? But more importantly, because this is what's facing you now, what would you have me believe? Sorry, God. Sorry, Lord. I'm not putting rank here, but I'm in their face. I'm in their face. So what and where are we? What exactly are we doing here? Can I be frank? We will do what we have to do. And let me be frank further. We have a clear strategy, a military strategy. Yeah, I said military. All this shit's gonna bother you. This is why I know sooner or later you gonna do some stupid shit. I mean, this has to be eating you on so many levels. On so many different levels. This has to be just driving you insane. Insane as members of Western culture, where everything goes, and that you don't have to submit yourselves to any God at all unless you choose to. And that choice is still there. That choice actually is still there. But anyway, this has to be driving you insane. And when you're thinking like you're thinking, there's room for mistakes. Okay? Now, our strategy also is quite clear. And it's simple. On the military level, our plan is to isolate Israel, isolate them. The fact that you're there as their only friend, what are you doing? We were almost there, man. Anyway, it doesn't matter what you do as their friend or ally. They will be isolated in the end, and they will stand judgment, and they will face what they must face. This is going to happen. If you're waiting on a white Jesus, he's not going to show up. Stop it. He's not coming. There's no white Jesus coming, okay? I mean, he's not coming. Secondly, on the devilish side of things, we're not expecting too much from the Antichrist either. Do it look like we didn't come equipped? What do we come equipped for? Destruction. Straight up destruction. Anywhere on the planet, at any given moment, using any means and any method, with nowhere to hide. Okay? We are being clear. We are being straightforward. So where are we going with this? And by the way, while we're talking about that, what's happening in this country racially? Racially, what's happening here? There's a lot happening here racially. Can we just, man, listen here. We have a lot happening here. There's at least, let's just say there are multiple tribes of black people here. They live separate and distinctly from each other. Different perspectives, different characteristics, different outlooks, and with different outcomes. That's just one angle. Okay? Then there are the masses. The masses are your problem. And the masses are starting to coalesce, for lack of a better word, against you. So I ask again, exactly where are we going? But while you think about that, I mean, what is the price of admission anyway? I mean, I'm ahead of myself. I mean, I know, but what, I don't want to make any fucking mistakes either. What is the price of admission to your club? Not as colonizers, but maybe as imperialists, maybe even as nationalists. That's a big word. How do you feel about nationalism? How do you feel about nation state building? We've seen you get together and do it several times in the last 100 years. You'll just go so, and even more than that in the last 200 years, particularly all across Africa. You just went across Africa naming shit like you was Adam. I'll name this land that, I'll name this land this, and we'll name this over here this, and then we'll name this. I mean, goodness gracious, man. Goodness gracious. But what's a little land grabbing amongst friends? I mean, particularly when the natives can actually stop you. I mean, I guess, you know, depending on your perspective that you would engage in such behavior. But anyway, what's a little land grabbing among friends? But the price of entry and what it's going to take. I mean, we want to meet the criteria. You may ask yourself, well, what are you talking to? No, we're going to separate from you. That means that we're going to need land. Are we going to have to be moved away from you, from your land? Have you made any arrangements, any contingencies for this eventual happenstance? Because it's going to happen. So I ask, what is the price of entry into your club? You know, the club where you write out parcels of land. Like you went over in the Middle East and just carved out of Afghanistan, like Kuwait is really a part of Iraq. I mean, I'm just saying you have this propensity and this authority. So, what is the criteria? How do we gain entry? Is what I'm asking you. What is the criteria? I mean, you're still looking confused. Okay, is it by the numbers? Is it by the number of the same people in the same population? Is that at least a part of the criteria? Uh, okay. Tongue and culture, is that a part of the criteria? How much money does it take? What positions on the world stage do we have to take in order to gain entry into this exclusivity? So that we may partake in your, what's the word be? Because I don't want to disrespect you. We may partake in your giving, your generosity. We want to gain entry and we want to do it properly. And I revert back to our strategy first is to help you. And we're going to help you by isolating Israel. Because without Israel, you may not see it, you will prosper. With Israel, you will die. I'm telling you, okay? You're going to die as a country. You're already doing it. You are professional dyers. Hell, there's somebody dying right now when they didn't have to. Right now in America. So, what is the price of entry? And these terms that I just mentioned, like nationalism and imperialism, what about these terms? How do you feel about these terms? Because clearly, this is at the very least nationalistic, as in nation state. So, again, what is the criteria? Must we already have attained a landmass through, say, force? And then we'll have you sanctify it and it'll be accepted and named at the UN. You're going to have to help us out here because we're going to do what we have to do. We're going to do what we have to do. We're going to separate from you. Not because you're mean or ugly or something, but quite basically, it's because of scripture. We can't live with you anymore. Okay? I'm sorry, but daddy wants us to go home. We can't live with you no more. Okay? So what is the criteria? And I know that you're going to be using such terms as nationalistic and imperialistic and things like that. So we don't want to muddy the water. You know, and we don't want to make any mistakes. Again, it is clear what we're capable of. Clear, quite clear, and at our disposal. You just don't want to deal with it. Your ships sit in our water. I want you to think about that. Everything that you are doing, all your capabilities are only possible because of you using someone else's kit, namely God's. So how do we look letting you shoot us at us? Shoot God material at God's creation. I mean, things just get ugly. So, what's the price for entry? You can't answer, but I want you to be thinking about this. What's the price of entry? You will see further activity on our part. Further. Further. I mean, let us just be clear. We, or us, we are in the game now. Blood in the water, so to speak. blood in the water. So where are we going? We said last summer that we would force your hand. Now we're forcing your hand. We've been clear all along. You haven't been clear. We're going to force your hand. If you think that you're going to get away with something by just not doing anything, no, you're not. We are going to force you into position to make you make a move that will reveal if you're actually good or evil or where you stand. That's what's going to happen here. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Your hand is going to be forced. Okay? It's going to be forced. I'm being straight with you. That's the plan. That's been the plan for 6 months or 5 months. And I said out loud then, we're going to force your hand. We're going to make you do whatever it is you won't do or you think you have to do. We're going to force it out of you. Okay? Knowing that you won't survive the retaliatory strike. This is a nasty game. A very nasty game. Okay? But however, it is a game that you are well versed at. I'm witnessing it right now. I'm watching it right now. I mean, I'm really watching it right now. Okay? You have no time to do battle with me. Your hands are full. Your hands are full. Quite full. You have no time to do battle with me. Neither does Israel. Neither does nobody, but you two for sure. You have no time to have no kind of battle with me at all. With known conclusions. Known conclusions. So I ask again, like I've been asking for months, where's all this going? It's not going to be business as usual. What's wrong with you guys? Are you listening at all? It's not going to be business as usual. We will do what we have to do, just like you do, to put forth our agenda, which is one of God. We're going to do it. Man, Lord, how long I've been saying this shit? We're going to do it irrespective of what you do or irrespective of what you don't do. We're still going to do it. We're still going to do it. So what I guess I'm saying that whatever you do, don't do, actually is an exercise in futility, except on the realm that you're playing on. I'm not playing on the same realm you are. It's why you can't win. Whoever you are, I don't even know who the fuck I'm fighting for. Who am I fighting with anyway here? And it ain't even a fight. It's not even a fight. You've put yourself between a bullet and a fucking target. Yes, there's a song about that. You've put yourself between a bullet and a target. And like you just ain't gonna move. Damn. The round's gonna hit you. And the round's gonna hit you. And the history shows that when the round hits you, you're gonna feel like you are the victim. But clearly you won't move. You will not step aside. I got a 12 gauge stack double barrel with a scatter barrel here with a 3-foot spread from the distance that I'm at. I need you to step aside. Just move. But now I see that you actually holding the rascal's hand. First I thought that he was holding you there. I started to blow off his hand or something, but no. You holding hands. Like you're standing here stoically. If he gotta die, then we all have to die. Well, we heard another guy say that. It's called the Samson option. I don't believe him. I don't believe you either. I don't believe that they listen. I don't believe that they believe that if we're ever backed into a corner and shit's just out of control and we can't win these wars, then we'll exercise the Samson option, and then we will take everybody with us. Sir, stop. Stop. Just stop it. You know why that's not going to happen? Come closer. Because you never want to die. That's why it's not going to happen. You never want to die, ever. There is nothing in this life that's worth you giving your life. Okay? Not on an individual level. Let's just stop it. Let's just stop it. There would be no Samson option. And this is what you want the world to believe. But we know that you never want to die. Ever. So you would never just openly invite death to you. Stop it. Just stop it. Else you wouldn't be running your ass in the deepest bunkers when people hunting you. Just stop it. No, you are a lover of life. Just stop it. They understand that then the whole area and the world is turned to grass. Turned into glass, and they think that they're going to live somewhere else where the rest of the elite survivals. To rule over what, I don't know. There'll be nothing left. I guess they're going to repopulate the planet with themselves. That's scary. May Mother Nature rise up and eat your babies. Anyway, so we already are at loggerheads. We have a dilemma. Those people have violated God. Those people have violated and blasphemed God's honor and his people. Those people have blasphemed and trodden down the Holy Land. And you're in the way. If you would just move, we will deal with them. We will deal with them. But I and the home I live in, my family won't get out of the way. They say that they have a right to exist. They have a right to live. And under normal circumstances, I would agree. But what we are witnessing is not them living and not them existing. We are seeing them with this attitude of expansion, of political and geopolitical expansion, as in they're laying a groundwork to rule the world for the next near future while we're here watching. And that means that they would try to starve us too, and it would obviously interfere with our plans. If they think that they, as Israel, is going to rule over Judah, the Israel of ancient times, now we're going to have a problem. We see this problem and we want to deal with it, but you're in the way. You're in the way. We don't know why you're in the way. Yes, we do. We don't care why you're in the way, but you need to move. Let Israel deal with Israel. Our strategy is clear: to separate you from her. Now, if you think that you're going to get to heaven and your refusal to separate from her, you're not. You're not. I'm putting our geopolitical cards on the table up front. We will never be friends. We will never be allies. So we will never sit at the same table. We will never shake hands. Okay? At least not in their current form. God says that he will make them bend their knee. and that we shall use them as footstools. We are at the footstool part now. This is where I walk all over their backs. This is that part in the Bible of the synagogue of Satan where I use them as footstools. See? To where I want to go. Like flagstone laid out, and you're in the way. And they know that you're in the way. They know that we're here, and they've already have tried to summon every god and goddess that they could think of to defend them. Needless to say, none of them showed up. Would you show up when this type of God is here? And don't get me wrong, when I say this type of God, I'm not talking about myself. I am a representative. I am a representative, a viceroy, a vicegerent. See? A viceroy. I'm not quite the messenger. I come for war. If you refuse. But just like in that movie 300, first we come with conversation and see if we can get you to our way of seeing things. Now, if you can rein their asses in, and you can't. They are going to live out scripture. They got to rein themselves in. Okay? That means they have to give up a lot, going back centuries. They have to give up their God. I want you to see the reality of the situation, because we do. They have to give up their God, give up their belief system, give up their religion in terms of I am Jewish. I mean, you would be asking a lot of them, and that's not even the half of it. All of their secrets would come out, all of their ties to this and that. This would all come out as it's doing now. The veil between Epstein and them is so thin, you can see through it. And you know that I know that it's there. It's there. That I have no reason to not start to hitting, or at least trying to hit, everybody in that cabinet, because they have been deemed the enemy. I want you to hear me well. They have been deemed the enemy, not just of me, but of all humanity by humanity. They've been deemed the enemy of humanity by humanity. What would you have us do? Error on the side of caution? There is no caution here. There's no reason to be cautious. There's 8 billion people, and 8 billion of them have found him guilty as by representation of their representatives. It don't get no more guilty than that. And they didn't find him guilty. They just issued a warrant. They have indicted him. And he's made, and you have made this an executable warrant by your own recalcitrance and your veto power. So he's not going to turn himself in, leaving the world no other choice but to bring him justice at his own house. Okay? In his own car, in his own buildings, sitting at his own desk. You see what I'm saying, sir? The point that I'm trying to make is you have to do something here. You can't just act like we're just sitting here as a potted plant when clearly we are not. We are not. We have entered the fray. Source has entered. We're not going to just exit. We're not going to exit. We're going to make choices, and we're going to make decisions like you, in our own interest, like you and those other guys in their own interest. Sometimes it's going to look like I'm your enemy. Other times it's going to look like I'm their enemy, which will show you we don't really give a fuck. We have our own agenda. If it falls on the side of God, then we good. If it don't, well, we will make the proper assumptions. You are the enemy of God. The enemy. And these calculations are going to come quick as per every possible scenario. As per scenario. So I mean, I really want you to understand so there's no mistakes. I don't want to come forth because when I come forth, there's no putting this baby back until we're done. And by done, desolation. And I'll be breathing hard like, how long? Man, we don't even know. I guess a couple of weeks. Maybe months. We don't know. We don't care. But we did bring desolation. Anyway, you got choices to make at this point, along with the rest of the world. And we have choices to make, but I've been clear what our strategy is. And I've been clear just on a different level before I entered the fray. We don't like those people. They have harmed us. They have stolen from us. They have taken a heritage and taken a land that is not theirs. They have received billions, hundreds of billions of dollars fraudulently, because of their robbery of someone else's name, heritage, and history. Okay? So somewhere between them and the United States lies our money. So like I said, we're moving on our own agenda. We will be attacking your friends. I'm just telling you how this is going to play out. This is how it's going to play out. We shall be attacking your friends, attacking your connects. Okay? Just understand these things. We don't have an agenda like you. This one is good versus evil. It depends on where you fall. That's why I say it. Sometimes it's going to seem like I'm your enemy. Sometimes it's going to seem like I'm theirs. But the straight up and down of the matter is we don't care like that. You are at war with the devil. Okay? Let me say this again. I had a guy back in the audience, way back there, Sir Fando. You are at war with the devil. Okay? We just happen to be here and like kind of dragged into it. And I mean, we don't really care, man, but that's what it is. Your war is with the devil, and the devil lives inside each and every one of you. And we really would rather not have nothing to do with it. Okay? On the cool. But now our hands have been forced, and rather this was a miscalculation or not, we have entered the fray fully. Fully. Too late to take it back now. Too late. Or too late. So there's calculations that you have to make, I have to make, and they got to make. And like I said, for the most part, I stay out your fucking affairs because your war ain't with me. It's with the devil. And your perceptions and my perceptions and even what's going on in this warfare within warfare, you gotta, you love your, and sometimes it look like you know what you're doing. If you, and I can't explain sometimes it looks like you're playing a damn good chess game. But other times, but because of your buffoonery and your history, uh, we can't even trust your moves, even when they look like you finally realizing who the enemy is, and you just can't play it openly. You just can't play the game openly like you're supposed to act and you're supposed to look. But on the other side of that, there's the history of your buffoonery, the history of your shenanigans, the history of you trying to be too smart. That's why I say it. Let's hope that that's not the case here. We are willing to give those the benefit of the doubt as to what side they play on. To understand, once you lose that and it becomes crystal clear that you have chosen to hold hands with the devil, what we consider the devil. It doesn't matter what you think, sir. Listen, I know you don't like it. It don't matter what you think. For the purposes of this argument, it only matters what I think. Now, you can choose to respect that or choose not to respect that. And we can argue back and forth later as to how you feel I should think by you bringing forth evidence that I am wrong. But right now, you must respect how we're thinking. Else you guarantee war. You've already guaranteed it. Like I said, if we're wrong, then we are wrong. We are wrong. But right now, the strategy is clear. Separate you from her and let her stand on her own 2 feet. If she wishes to rule the world, then she should earn it. She should not have an ally unless you have the same desires. If you don't have these, then you shouldn't be there. You're ITW, in the way. And neither of you are going to survive that relationship. You're not. You're not going to survive the relationship. It is an impossibility. It is a socio-political impossibility. Okay? We see these things. Your own countrymen are starting to turn against your ally. It's unsustainable. It's leading you into some type of weirded out authoritarianism or fascism or tyranny against your own people. Okay? We're looking at all of this, sir. And like I said, just because you want to see it and do nothing about it or act like it's not there or something that you have the capability to weather, it's none of our affair. We still look at the data and we compile the data and we come out with analysis and then fucking conclusions based on what we see. And what we see right now is you're in the way of a prophecy. I don't want to say a sworn enemy. Because they can't be our enemy. They're too small and too vulnerable, just like you. We don't even want to be in this shit because of your vulnerability. You're too small and vulnerable. I don't mean that in a bad way. You're human is what I'm trying to say. You're human with built-in vulnerabilities to which I obviously don't have. I don't have those vulnerabilities. Okay? You do. So we say all these things so we don't have to engage or make mistakes that lead to somewhere else and then more mistakes, and then it's a full-blown Armageddon style atmosphere. And you wasn't even trying to get us here. You was just being you. You didn't expect all of this. Well, so we're trying to avoid that situation. We're trying to avoid that. They, for lack of the better words, are the enemy to us. When I say us, I mean Source. As in Source as a representative of both God and Israel, God and Judah. They occupy a position that they should not be in. And you are preventing justice on so many levels. Like now, an executable warrant is issued. There is no reason that I need listen to anybody when it comes to executing that warrant against that man, which he would be arrested if it wasn't for you. He would be just arrested without violence if it wasn't for the power he wielded. He breaks the law, sir. He breaks the law. Okay? He's broken God law. Okay? I really want you to understand this, and how we're not going to let this shit go. We're not going to let it go. You have, and like I said, for all I know, sir, and whoever sir is, you making some damn good chess moves. You simply doing what you have to do to help us get the monkey off your back while it not looking like that's what you're doing. Okay? But we know of your buffoonery, I reiterate. We know of your history. We can't always depend on what we're seeing messing with you. And then we may have to cheat, like invade your mind, which is against the rules. That's against the rules for me to look at your war plans as you looking at them through your eyes. I can't do that. It's against the rules. See? Because you're at war with the devil. And if I do that, he also has access to both our plans. So there are rules. That's one of them. We can't cheat you, and we can't spy on you. You got to make the right choices here. And we can't further help you either in the terms of these right choices. I've laid it out as clear as I can. They are the enemy. A million of us would say, no, they're not. They just people trying to blah, 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 blah. Well, we're going to sort it all out. We're going to sort it all out. But that man has an executable warrant, and there are legal avenues for him and you to deal with that warrant. The fact that you allow him to run back and forth and give him a forum and a microphone and a podium to continuously speak while faced with this warrant is a mockery to the whole idea of law itself. And not only that, it is a mockery to humanity. You simply can't have it. And you have other legal avenues. So, where is all going? Normally, I would expect return fire. And the customary retaliatory strike after, after your return fire. And then shit will surely escalate out of control after that. It will be seen as the last insult. Okay? So let's all pray about, you. I would never pray. You will never hear me pray because the devil would hear my prayers, not so you. He won't hear your prayers, but he will hear mine. He most definitely will hear mine. So what I call out, oh man. Anyway, I sit here and I make these jokes, but it's not funny. It's dead serious, and our cards have been laid out. Laid out. Final 5 minutes. We ask you about entry. Enter your club. Enter your club. You can call the club whatever you want to. I refer to it as Western power, and their power to create either chaos or new land, at least countries with new names, and the rest of the world seems to authorize it. They fall right in line. They seem to fall right in line. Even the populations. They forget who they were just 5 years ago, and they'll start to call themselves whatever you tell them to. So, sir, we're coming to the authority. We're coming to I know that this is embarrassing. This is coming outside of normal fucking channels. I know that this is outside of normal channels. I may call you on the phone, but even that would be outside because they will still hear me. There's no other way. There's no other way. And at least not for me. So we need to start thinking about this stuff. Or are we just going to go to open war? When I say we, I mean us. There's no war for you at that stage. Just nothing but desolation. No war for you. But for us, we gonna make believe that it's a war while we wiping you out because we simply think about wiping you out. What I'm saying is we think it and then it is. See what I'm saying? No war for you. No battle for you. No fight for you. So play your cards carefully. Carefully. And that friend over there that you swear is your greatest ally, y'all need to have a conversation. The whole thing has now changed. You should be having a different conversation than you were having just last month, for sure. You have been given all kinds of cover because of that action. You've been given cover. Use the cover wisely. Now I'm talking in terms that I really don't want to because, again, it's a different level. But you know, and the people around you know, and the people in the business know what I'm saying. What I'm saying. Fundamentally, a different paradigm has been created for you to operate in. And there's no way out of that paradigm. None. There's no way around it. There's no way under it. There's no way out thinking it or getting ahead of it. Okay? None. You have to act within it. That don't mean try to kill my black ass, because that's only going to bring you desolation. And plus, I can't be killed. I just come back and desolation. So don't have that shit on the menu unless you just want Armageddon. And like I heard somebody say, we're trying to bring. No, you don't want to bring. You have no idea. No, you don't. We don't need you to help do that. It's going to come on its own. The devil, between me and the devil, is coming. Listen. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't a 100% fact that Armageddon is coming. I would not be here but for the apocalypse. Do you see how I am equipped? It's not even equipped to fight things like men. It's equipped to fight much bigger things. I'm talking about things like symbolically, something that looks at you and you lock eyes with it, and then you're dead. That's symbolism, 100% symbolism, like a Medusa. Shit that's equipped like that. That kind of equipment. Things that are not of your realm. And you shouldn't be in the way of it. And they have a problem because they are the representation of that thing which we do battle with. They're still only men. Okay? But they've made themselves special. You say, and others would say, that they're not all bad. Sure, I mean, but again, we don't care. I hate to sound like that. We don't care. I mean, we care in the sense of they're human beings. But scripture is scripture. Prophecy is prophecy. Their way out is to see that they are wrong and then bend their knee like scriptures say they would. That's what they're going to have to do. And we ain't got all day. We definitely don't got all day, as you can tell. We've already entered the fray. We've already entered, okay? Every move now by you, me, and them, and all players will be considered calculated moves with motives and and strategies behind them with intent, whether they were meant that way or not. This is why I say be careful. They're going to be looked at like that, whether they're like that or not. Every move will be termed calculated, like a chessboard, by both players, by all players. There are no mistakes here. No mistakes. You made the move. Now it's the next man's move. Be careful, gentlemen. Consider the new paradigm. The source, I am seven, I am one.